And we're back with Harrowings Live, the passing show. Um, and I'm Hal Gill, your host. And we're going to go up and get the car. Looks like we've got a car out here waiting for Auntie Maxine. Lives in the front part of this building. Her SUV Escalade is in position. We're going to say goodbye soon to this vehicle. Its plates will be removed and off it'll go to feed folks through World Kitchen. It's in pretty good shape, except for the fact its ABS module's broken and it's unsafe to drive at any speed, really. Even low speeds, it tends to have really soft brakes, and they can't fix it. So, unreliable brakes are a bit of a problem. Sad to see it go. It was a great car. Got almost 200,000 miles out of it. It'll be towed away on Saturday, sometime before noon, if all goes well. We're on S Street Northwest in Washington, D.C., by the way. The passing show does bring you a little bit of who, what, when, and where. New sign is up at Washington Studio School. It's still going on. That's good. Got gallery hours, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Got quite a hike to get to the car. All the way up past Friendship Park. What's it called? Not Friendship. It's called Mitchell Park. And it has an advertisement for Friends of Mitchell Park, making me think of Friendship. Just want to remind everybody again that every cent spent is a vote for the kind of world we are co-creating. We don't like things, we should not subsidize them. And the power of the purse is great. So a general strike is what I've generally called for. Boycotting Spend Nothing Day. You need to get your lights on, your lights are off. Yeah, he turned them on. He gave me a thumbs up for letting him know he was driving without lights. It is twilight. We were at dusk, or a little after. So we have a little bit of light in the western sky. So I walk to the west on S Street. Gonna get the car and go to Harris Teeter with my wife in Adams, Morgan. We're gonna do a little shopping. Senior Citizens Day, after all, and I qualify. So we get a little discount, which is enjoyable. Quite often we get things on sale too, which is also to our liking. Lynn probably hasn't been out of the house since Friday last. She was pretty low down. I offered to take her out Sunday, but she was feeling the futility of life weighing on her. And then Monday came down with a pretty bad cold. I had a touch of it myself, but I seemed to be bouncing back from it pretty easily. Maybe because it's a flu and I had a flu shot. I don't know. I just know how things seem to me. We did test Lynn for COVID. Wasn't that? She found out her aunt, by marriage, that she cared a lot about, died a couple of days ago. She was having a lot of respiratory distress, needed help, had been in the hospital for a bit, working through that, and passed away the day before yesterday. Barbara Bonetti, rest in peace. Their life is not anything but a temp job. We need to remind ourselves that Barbara had a fairly long life. 79 was her age when she passed. She was born in 1946. Smoked like a chimney the longest time. I think that hastened her demise. There's something to be said for making one's exit in their 70s, although I don't know exactly what that is. It can be said. Oh, there it is. Had to find the keys to the car and get in. Who do I have with me? Charlotte has joined. Charlotte's plural. And other than that, we don't have a lot of folks jumping on, and that's fine. I didn't actually push this out on email. I thought maybe that would be better move than. We actually seem to have 3 others besides Charlotte's here, but they're not showing.
These charges seem
That's weird.
testimony from James Comey nearly 5 years ago in September 2020. Right. And remind us exactly what was that testimony.
So we got
During that Senate testimony, Jim Comey answered questions about the FBI's investigation into possible Russian interference in the 2016 election and about leaks from the news media. It's important to note the statute of limitations on these charges had been set to expire just in a matter of days. So the Justice Department was racing against the clock, and the charges seem to relate to that news media.
It's interesting.
And can you just respond this? I don't want to
Put this down. Trump,
specifically leading Trump has been talking a lot about Comey. Even today in the Oval Office, the president called him a sick man and a bad man. Trump has been really furious with Jim Comey for years, since 2017, when Trump fired him as the FBI director. The president really blames Comey for the appointment of a special prosecutor who investigated Trump campaign ties to Russia for years. And Trump has been vowing retribution for the investigators who frustrated him during his first term in office and even after he left office. I mean, Carrie, just how unusual is all of this? Like, to see an indictment against a former FBI director. This is a highly unusual and highly serious moment for a few reasons. One is that President Trump over the weekend urged the Justice Department to hurry up and build criminal cases against his political opponents and critics. Comey was one of them. And also because Trump appears to have forced out the top prosecutor in Virginia for raising doubts about the strength of this particular case against Comey. That prosecutor left the office, and now the person running the U.S. Attorney's Office is named Lindsay Halligan. She's an insurance lawyer who worked with Trump on his Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Also, she has no prosecutorial experience, none at all, and she appears to have disregarded doubts from prosecutors inside her office who had been warning about weak evidence in this Comey case. I'm also hearing we should expect to hear some career prosecutors in that office in Virginia will slate over this issue, over this indictment overnight or tomorrow. Okay. Well, what happens next now that Jim Comey has been charged? Now, Jim Comey is a good lawyer. He once was the second in command at the Justice Department, in addition to being the FBI director, and a career prosecutor in the same office that has just indicted him. He has a lot of arguments and defenses at his disposal. Prosecutors will have a high bar to prove that he knowingly made a false statement here. And he can also argue he was the victim of vindictive prosecution using Trump's own statements against him. Worth noting also that his daughter, Maureen Comey, was a federal prosecutor in New York. She was fired by the Justice Department this year. She's now suing DOJ. That's right. That is NPR's Carrie Johnson. Thank you so much, Carrie. Happy to be here.
Political theatrics.
President Trump has announced a deal on TikTok. The president signed an executive order today declaring that a group of American investors are set to take over the app's U.S. operations. For more on this deal and how it could change TikTok, we're joined now by NPR's Bobby Allen. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, Elton?
Hey, okay, so the president, I mean, he's been promising a deal on TikTok for months now, like basically since before he was even inaugurated. So what was actually unveiled today?
I think we're gonna wrap this one up, folks. It is odd that we seem to have 4 people here, but only 1 showing. So
Of American
up for
investors who are
has show
together
for now.
TikTok's U.S. operations.
Here's another look at the view down Connecticut Avenue.
Software and
Who, what, when, and where. Just that's what this is all about.
to roll here. Oracle will be managing the security of the data, and will going to oversee how the algorithm is pushing